Do not miss out. This is one you're going to want to hear. Come on in, grab your coffee, grab your tea. It's a little chilly still in Minnesota, so we're kind of still bundled up. We're doing good, though. We're doing good. We don't have the snow that y'all have out east, so we're doing good. Welcome in, you guys. It's really good to see you. Jump on in, say hi. Hey, if you are on the replay, will you let me know you're on the replay? Tell me where you're coming in from. I would love to know. We are live here every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And we've done this for a couple of years now. And it is basically a conversation on insulin resistance all the time. Hold on, I gotta lift that up. Hello, Anna, beautiful Anna. Good to see you. Thanks for jumping on and saying hey. So if you do not know who I am, like I said, my name is Kirsten Liebelt. I guess I can put my little banner thingamajigger up here on Facebook and YouTube. There we go. There's my name. I was born and raised by a type 2 insulin dependent dad, and he died at 63. And so my Italian family just has a lot of obesity and type 2 diabetes. And so that's where this kind of all like started with my universe. I was gestational diabetic at 22, and then I was pre-diabetic at 50. And it's like, there's so much I could have done in between. Just like you, I could have done so much to prevent getting to that place of being a 2X in size, being pre-diabetic, and I did not do anything. So this is why I teach so much with core values of, listen, let the shame go. No shame. Just move forward. Like, let's just cut it off at the pass and move forward. For Pete's sake. I sound like a Minnesotan. Oh, for Pete's sake. So there you go. Really good to see you guys. Today, actually, this is what I want to do. Okay, these are, remember now, you guys create my content, right? So I've been having conversations in the background talking about conversations around food. And I don't mean like I'm going to give you recipes. I don't mean like I'm going to, I'll answer questions and stuff, but that's not what I mean, because I don't feel like giving, people have said, like, are you going to make a cookbook? Are you going to, I don't think so. If it were to happen, that's fine. I don't think so though. That's not my goal. My goal is to be your coach and to help you with mindset. And so there are a few things that came up very specifically that I think every single one of you is going to benefit from. Every single one of you. So if you are not on the total body reset, by the time we're done, you probably will want to be on the total body reset, because you're going to see how these marry together, but how you can actually like really walk away empowered to implement, empowered to execute, and to like let go what happened yesterday. Just let it freaking go. It's okay. Peggy, good morning. Good morning. Good to see you, Joan. Great to see you too. Good morning. You're here for the party? Terry's here for the party. Woohoo! Welcome, Terry. Like, come on, right? We want that. We need people to be here for the party. Okay, so this will be great. Susan says, oh, I love your anticipation. You are amazing. All right. So basically, this is kind of how I wanted to start this. I was really thinking about this morning. I'm like, how can I really, really help in some of this thought process for people? And so what I always have to do for me is I have to go back into where I was a little, that space of a little over 10 years ago. And I have to go back there, but this is the deal. So I did not fix my emotions first. I think some of you are confused. I think you're confused. You're thinking you have to fix your emotions in order to have success. And this is why you stay in an emotional response towards yourself, AKA usually shame. And you don't have to fix your emotions first. That's a longer game. Now, I walked this out on my own and just made the choice not to do that. But I'll tell you, this is how I ended up losing my 3 sizes in my 50s, and I've kept it off. And I did it through, first I started with the targeted supplementation, as you know, because the food was too mountainous for me. I thought, there's no way. There's no freaking way. And so I started with something that I felt like I could have control over. I mean, it's a routine. I think I could do a teeny, tiny little routine. This is what was in my brain. Okay. And it was like, okay, so if that's true, then I'm so tired inside of myself. I'm so exhausted of shame and disappointment being a part of my world. Like, this has got to stop. Like, you know what that feels like when you put shame on yourself, or you allow somebody else's disappointment over your moving forward or lack of moving forward. And for me, it was a look from my mother. It was that disappointed look. And I know what that made me feel like. And I said, I'm done. I'm done allowing my emotions to be the guide of this whole thing. So that's where I chose the no shame. But I had to come to this realization first, that I wasn't going to fix my emotions first. Okay. So what does that mean? All right. What does that mean? I fixed my environment and my options first. I think that's why I teach you guys in the group when we go into and we do my pantry and my refrigerator tour. I do it because, and I've never really thought this through to the point that I've thought it through for today. This is like just kind of fresh out of my heart. I think that the reason why I put that together the way that I did was because it was a natural output of how I actually did things. I knew that I had to change my environment and my options first. So I stopped trying to become a different person overnight. And you have to do the same thing. Stop trying to become a completely different person overnight. That's not what this is about. Now, it's a journey. I get it. You are going to become who you're supposed to become. You are going to change. You are going to, have this metamorphosis. This is transformation. Don't be confused. This is transformation for the bestest part of all of you coming to the forefront. This is transformation. It's transformation. I transformed in my size. I've transformed in my shape. I've transformed in my habits. I've transformed in my discipline. I've transformed in my choices. I've transformed in my mindset. I've transformed. Like, that is a part of this, right? So everybody's like, I've lost this many pounds and this many inches, and I'm off of this many meds. And that's transformation, girlfriend. We are transforming. We are metamorphosizing, if that's a word. We are a part of this whole thing, right? But that's not supposed to be done overnight. Stop kicking yourself in the rear end for not having transformation right now. Like, I'm such a loser. I can't even transform. No, that's not what we're doing. Okay. So I had to fix my environment and my options first. I stopped trying to become a different person overnight. I just stayed in bounds long enough. I want you to really hear that. All I had to do was stay in bounds. This is where maybe I would write a book. Now, I don't think I'm going to, but I'm just telling you, this is the concept that I want you to get. This is where I know my role. I know my value in this process in helping other women. And it's only because I've just been there. I've been to every nook and cranny in my own world, right? Because our experiences are different. But I've been to every nook and cranny in my mind and in my whatever, in my social settings and all of these things. And this is why I know that, like, for any of you that you're already on the total body reset, whatever, you're in the group, you're doing the challenges, you're doing all the things. And I've said it before, you don't understand, like, well, okay, you probably do understand. You guys do get it, but you get me. And the reason why I say that isn't because I'm so arrogant. I'm so egotistical. No, I mean, because I wanted me. I wanted me. When I started, I wanted a Kirsten to show up in my world and say, Okay, let's do this together. I'll be right here if you got a question. I'll help you out. I'll tell you what I did. There's nothing to gatekeep. That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I'll just tell you exactly what I did, exactly what I took, exactly what I still do. And let's just do this together. And you don't have to feel so alone. And you certainly don't have to feel stupid. Like, that's ridiculous. We have been taught a lot of trash from a lot of very powerful industries. And we have to let go that we were duped. I'm just going to tell you you're just going to hear what's in my brain today. You're going to hear how I really think about everything. We've been totally scammed, totally duped. It is what it is. Okay, fine. We're just going to let it go. And we're going to not take on the shame that we thought we were supposed to take on. And we're going to learn how to live within our boundaries. Okay, now I'm going to explain the whole boundary conversation because this, I think, is what's going to move the needle the most for you today. So let me see. Who is saying hi? Oh, this is so fun. Francis, good morning. On the live today, Francis. I'm so glad that you are. Donna. Oh, good. You're looking forward to today. Very good. Marilyn. Happy Tuesday. Good morning, friends. Jackie, good morning. You guys, look like everybody's here. Everybody's here. Kyle, well, hello there. Long time no here. So true. To this day, if brownies are sitting around, I'm like a dog getting into the garbage. I know. I would not have brownies in my house, Kyle. I just wouldn't. Donna, good to see you. So hard on yourself. I know you guys. You guys, listen. I can hear it when I talk to you. Not all of you, not every conversation, but when I've had a couple of people recently that I've really like, you just have kind of told me a few things, right? And so it's like, if you do, then 100 people do. 1,000 of you do. You need help, okay? Just like I did. I needed that help too. So there we go. Good morning, Jody. Good to see you. Very, very good to see you. I was thinking about you this morning. Girlfriend. Okay, so here we go. All right, so I didn't lose 3 sizes because I suddenly stopped stress eating. I mean, I wish that's true. I wish I was just like, that's it. I'm so disciplined. I'm just not going to stress eat anymore. Like, is that any of us? No, that's not true. I lost 3 sizes because I stopped trying to fix myself overnight. So important. I didn't suddenly stop eating late at night. I wish I could say that I did. I didn't suddenly stop craving sugar. I didn't suddenly become emotionally regulated. I had that question asked of me recently in a business setting. Have you always been emotionally stable? No. Did you have to intentionally work on that? Yes. Of course. Maybe more than you. I just stopped choosing out-of-bound foods. And it doesn't even have to mean forever. I mean, I'll get to that later, but it's like, I just went through a season of being very, very strict, but I was still not fixing. I wasn't waiting for myself to fix all of these other peripheral things. I was working on those things while I was choosing my environment. Okay. So what most women try to do is this. Most women try to fix their boredom eating, their stress eating, their happy eating, their sad eating, their nighttime eating, their emotional eating. We try to fix all of that at once. Like, that's it. Cold turkey, baby. I'm going on a diet. I'm starting a program. I'm going to weigh in every Saturday. I'm going to only go by my scale. I'm going to fill in the blank of all of the crap that we have been taught for decades. And I'm just going to be the one to say, get off that bus. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. And maybe just join a train over here. Just join over here where we're actually walking journey. There's no shame in the game. There's no shame in the journey. You're literally going to become really good at assessing yourself and implementing tools that are like forever. They're forever. You'll have keys because you'll be like, oh, well, if I can't burn fat because my insulin is high, I guess that's going to be the same in 10 years. Right? It's a forever key. Okay. So when you can't fix all of that at once, what happens is we spiral, we quit, we restart Monday, we do all that stuff. And I just chose that I wasn't going to be that person anymore. I'm not going to be the Monday restarter person. I'm not going to be the spiral person. I'm not going to be didn't mean that I didn't have my moments it didn't mean any of that. It just meant that I was going to be like, okay, fine. If I showed up at a social event, and it was Christmas time and I ate everything in sight, I just decided when I walked out the door, no shame. We're going to talk about it in the morning, meaning me and me, me and Jesus, me and me. Like, it's okay. Just no shame. We're not going to require that of ourselves anymore. We're not going to require that we never stumble. But I did require progression. I did require progression. I did not eat major amounts of processed food for 3 to 4 years, trying to fix myself and saying, well, that didn't work. No, I was making intentional movements and learning what the boundaries were. And then once I understood my boundaries, and we'll get to that too, then I lived within my boundaries. And my emotional reaction to everything was still within my boundaries. Otherwise, I would have never lost 3 sizes and kept them off. Okay, so don't be confused. You do still have to have intentional progression. Eat for boredom. I know. Boredom is a big one. I think feeling nervous is one. Like the stress eating thing, like when I was taking care of my mom, it's like, oh, I must have learned that as a child. I probably learned it from her, actually. But anyway, okay, so maybe you say things like, I'm probably not fixing the why this week. Like, it's probably not going to get fixed this week of February. What is today? Is today the 24th? Oh, that reminds me, you guys, the last day of the month is Saturday. Don't miss out on your customer campaign. You'll be sad. Today's the 24th. Okay, so you've got 4 days left to place your orders for February. So this week of February 24th, 2026, I'm probably not fixing all of the reasons why I eat. However, what I can control what's in my refrigerator, what's in my pantry, what I reach for. So maybe I'm having a stressful moment because let's just say a family member's in the hospital or whatever your trigger is. I always got a different trigger. Maybe you're stressed out. Maybe you're really super bored. Like you have nothing on the calendar. You have vacation time and you don't know what to do with yourself. I'm just making it up, right? Or it's a weekend with nothing on the schedule and you're bored. Whatever your reason is for, overeating or eating when you're not even hungry. Just have something different available while you know that down the road you are working on these things. You're working on having the time that it will take for you to assess, well, why do I eat when I'm stressed? Why? What is that? Where does that come from? Like, what does it do for me? Is there something else that can replace that? Or what if I replace the food? What does that look like? But you have to have brain space to do it, right? So therefore, you can control what's in your fridge, your pantry, and what you reach for. Okay, so instead of maybe ice cream, maybe you grab a 000 Greek yogurt. The Oikos 000 Greek yogurt. Okay, maybe instead of chips, I know this is not going to sound as exciting, but maybe you grab cheese, or you grab string cheese, or you can put pork rinds with cheddar and melted in the microwave, something like that. Instead of a sugar snack, maybe you can find a high protein option. Maybe you can learn that recipe that you've been wanting to learn, the sugar-free chocolate pudding that tastes so freaking amazing. But then make sure you have it on hand. Make sure that you actually make it. Those are the intentional behaviors. You don't have to fix all of the emotions and the reasons right now. What you have to fix is where you're putting your brain energy towards in learning a new recipe to have on hand. And something simple, that sugar-free chocolate pudding, you make it with cooked egg whites, and it tastes creamy and amazing, something you would have eaten as a child off of the cooked stove, and it's made in the blender. It's a Maria Emmerich recipe. I'm just saying, like, put something in your repertoire, do something for you that is a trade-off for what you're looking for, right? Instead of late night cereal, think of something that's in bounds for that. Like maybe that means that you have to have, some of you thought it was a really good idea when I was telling you about when I was at my business conference and I had unsweetened coconut, and I could have toasted this, unsweetened coconut and chopped pecans in a little baggie. And then I could just snack on that. So to ask yourself what you're looking for the crunch, you're looking for the sweet, you're looking for the chewy, you're looking for what is it you're looking for, and then we can find those trade-offs, right? So it's like a CEO mindset around food is kind of really what it is. You're the CEO of this situation. Nobody else has any say in what you're doing. You're the CEO. Everybody else's information, unless you ask their opinion, is noise, and it's just not needed. You don't have to listen to anybody else. You don't even have to tell anybody else what's in your head. You don't even have to tell anybody else what you're doing and what you're working on. It's none of their business. And their opinion of what you are eating and not eating is none of your business. That's their problem. If they've got issues with what you are eating, not eating, choosing, not choosing, timing, not time, whatever, blah, 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 noise, la, 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 la. It doesn't matter. They're not on your journey. They're not the ones that have to live with the fallout. They're not the ones. So it doesn't matter. You are your CEO of your own mindset around food. Julie, you go, girl. You speak your mind all you want. Do you really want that, Julie? Do you really? Well, I'm just kidding. Old habits die hard. They do. They take a while. Fine. So what? So what? So what? Who cares? Who cares if it's going to take a while? I mean, honestly, like, are we really beholden to the concept that everything has to be fast and easy? Otherwise, we're not going to do it. I mean, is that how success happens ever in any other area of your life? Your marriage, fast and easy, right? You got it down first 3 years of marriage. Bam, got it down. Building a business, fast and easy, right? Most businesses, they go under 2 to 5 years. They don't even turn a profit. You go into the business thinking you're losing money because your chances are really high that you are. So why do we require this to be any different? Is this how success happens? I think we have to challenge the framework. We have to challenge the modality. Like nowhere in your life are you as fast and easy your success principle. Doesn't exist. Raising your children, saving money, nothing. Being consistent is key. It's not about perfection. It is so not about perfection. It can't be. It can't be, because you will never achieve it, and you will always, forever live in your own pool of disappointment. And you can't go forward with that. There's no going forward with that. So I really kind of learned how to stop freaking out, how to just rest into my journey. And it actually kind of felt pretty good, because I didn't, I know that they say, when you've got a big goal, announce it to the world. Well, sometimes that is true. It depends. I would say it more like this. When you have a big goal and you have something that you want to accomplish, find the people who will carry your dream well. Find the people that will steward your direction. and share it with them if you want to. But you don't even have to when it comes to something like this, in my opinion. All of these, success things, I don't necessarily agree with. I think that people have, this is super interesting and crazy that this is kind of like right now. We went to the mall. Today's Tuesday. Went to the mall on Sunday. And I said, oh man, we haven't been in Barnes and Noble forever. Let's go into Barnes and Noble. So we go into the bookstore and we're walking around. It's my husband and my oldest son and myself. And we're just walking around and looking at books, and I'm, whatever. I'm just looking at stuff, checking out some stuff. And my husband says, you know what the issue is with bookstores like this? And I said, what? Now, of course, they have a Bible section too, so it's not the whole thing. But he goes, pretty much the entire store is built on somebody's opinion. Now, he's not putting down books. That's silly. Of course he's not. And it's not true because, we like to read and reading is good. That is a success principle, by the way. But anyway, but he said, most of the store, because obviously not the biographies, not the documentaries, not the, the Bible, the whatever. But for the most part, it's just a bunch of people's opinions and they are very flawed. And I thought, well, that's a, interesting way to look at it, but this is true. We hear things and we just assume that they are true. Like, it takes 21 days to create a habit. Oh, just stop it. I'm sorry, but just, I get the sentiment behind it that you're trying to say that consistency matters. But what if your habit takes 92 days? Should you have quit at 22? Like, it's silly. But we believe all of these things. And then we wonder why we don't get to where we want to go, because we think, well, but that was supposed to work for me. So that means that I'm broken. That must be working for everybody else. Everybody else must be able to create a habit in 21 days except for me. I'm the one that can't. I must be broken. I'm the one that's not working this. Like, that's for everybody then but me. So we have to just be careful of the things that we think about, right? So let's just be a little more like actual factual. That's why I talk about targeted supplementation the way that I do, because I want it to be actual factual. Like, when your insulin is high, when your liver is overwhelmed, when your cravings are intense, it's not just emotional, it's biological. So I want you to separate those two things out. Your cravings and your inability to lose weight, this is not this is not about your character. This is not about your inability to stick to something. This is literally about some biological conversations. And that's why I'm like, you guys, the most simple thing that you could do is to implement a supplement routine, because that has no emotion tied to it. There's literally zero emotion. And that's the accelerator factor in everything that I talk about. So that's the easiest thing to do. The hardest thing to do is to sit down and give yourself permission to assess yourself, give yourself permission to actually be okay with the journey of, we were doing really good and we kind of thought we had it. And then we went to like a wedding and I just went, boom. And I had to remember the next day that, okay, so what? That was a day. Let it go. And then we did really well for a little while. And then all of a sudden I was like, I was having a Saturday and I was like, I'm so tired and I just want to binge on Netflix. And all of a sudden I'm eating all of the snacks that my husband has in the cupboard. And I'm like, oh, okay, back up again. So what? Up, go. Like that process, that's what you have to give yourself permission for. That's the process. Some of you will have maybe dips that were really unexpected. Oh, that's right. Every year we take that one vacation. And you'll get better and better and better at your trade outs. You'll get better at finding the things that work for you. But you will have to make the decision that you will not require perfection, but you will require intentional progression. So that eating sugar every single day and being okay with the fact that it's less than it used to be, it can no longer be your standard if you want to move forward. If you're okay with it, you cutting it in half and you're staying at half now for a while, if you're okay with that, that's but then don't expect the weight loss to come. Because remember, you can't burn fat if your insulin is high. So if you keep your insulin high, okay, so just be okay. Just know what you're doing. That's all I'm saying. Don't beat yourself up for it. Don't have shame for it. Don't be disappointed in yourself. Just know that you did not require intentional progression in that moment or for that season. Because I promise you, at some point you will be like, you'll wake up and you'll go, oh, I feel strong right now. I'm going to require a little bit of intentional progression for the next 60, 90 days. I can do this because I have a why. My why is we're going on a cruise. I just found out about the family reunion. Somebody's getting married. Summer's coming and I want to feel good in my bathing suit. Like I know that we're going to do family photos because, we're going to have 3 generations represented, 4 generations represented. I want to make sure that I look good for whatever it is. It's for you, right? It's for you. And they'll be like, okay, I can have intentional progression for the next 90 days. Okay, I can do that. And it doesn't have to be perfection, but you live within your boundaries. So are you fixing your emotional eating? You're bored, you're happy, you're sad, you're stressed, whatever it is, that doesn't get fixed overnight. But what you can fix is what's in your cupboard so that when you are making those choices and you're like, okay, I know I'm totally overeating today, but I'm just stressed out. And so instead of grabbing a bag of Lay's potato chips or whatever it is for you, or a bag of snack size Snicker bars or whatever, instead you grab what your trade out is. Your toasted, unsweetened coconut and pecans, knowing that it's going to be high fat and high calories, but it's still in your boundaries. Yeah, sure. Your weight's going to stay the same. You're not going to probably lose weight, but you're not going to gain weight either necessarily. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Is this making sense? Like there's a big difference between binging on the junk food and the ultra processed food that you used to binge on or that you used to use because you were stressed, happy, sad, bored, and having real food available to you that is still like certainly not following a macro, but it's real food and you're not throwing yourself over a freaking cliff. You're not like MSGing yourself and then the cravings are skyrocketed again for the next 3 weeks. You're just having a momentary listen. I don't care if I'm over my macros right now. I just found out somebody's in the hospital and I know I'm not going to fix that right now. So I'm sitting in the hospital waiting room and I'm just going to snack, but at least I'm snacking on nuts. Okay. Leave me alone. I'm snacking on nuts. I know it's high calorie, high fat, and I'm certainly not going to lose any weight, but I'm not going to wake up tomorrow and be like totally inflamed because I ate like 5,000 toxins in every single bag and cookie thing inside of that vending machine that was in the hospital waiting room. Like, does this even make sense to us, people? Can you just pause for a moment at the insanity? Okay, I hope y'all did that because there was nothing more frustrating to me than the fact that the last 3 months of my mother's life, as she was in a nursing home and she was on hospice, that she had open access to the vending machine and she just ate junk because she didn't have a governor. She didn't have a filter. She had dementia. And they just don't see anything wrong with that. It's stunning. But the point being that you can make a different decision like that. I hope that's making sense. Class reunion, Sue says, yep. Great advice. Wow. Sissy, it's so nice to meet you. I needed this, what I've already know, but needed the reinforcement and support. I'm so glad, Sissy. Thank you for saying that. I'm just telling you, you guys, this is literally exactly what I did. This is why I'm so confident every day that I come to you and I talk to you about insulin resistance, turning it around. You don't have to listen to the matrix. You can do this on your own. This is not a stage 4 terminal disease. You can accelerate your efforts with things like the total body reset, which I'll go over here for you. You actually can make a complete difference in how your body is delivering you a result. You can. And it doesn't have to be hard, and it doesn't have to be mountainous, and it doesn't have to be filled with shame or disappointment. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to accomplish it. Every single thing that I say to you is 100% true. This is all true. And I think that once you realize that we have been so scammed and so duped and so marketed to that we just don't know what's up and down anymore. We don't know what's normal anymore because there have been so many programs for the last, decades and decades and decades. Just think about it. It's been our entire life. I was bribed to lose weight at like 11 years old. Some of you went to Tops as children with your moms and your grandmas. This is a long-standing tradition in society to tell you, you are fat and we have a fix for you. And it's going to require you to eat processed food or to have a really bad idea of how this works. And I want to say, take your whiteboard filled with all of your information, take your whiteboard and erase it. That whiteboard of everything you've ever been taught from the medical system and all of the programs that you've been on. I've been on them too. We recognize each other because we've been on the same dang programs. And we're in the same boat. And we are left all by ourselves in the end, really believing that we are just so lame. And everybody else around us going, I know it. I know you couldn't keep that weight off. I know you couldn't do it. And honestly, we feel so freaking defeated. So instead, let's have a real conversation. Let's have one that's actually going to matter for you. Okay? Let's do that. All right? So when I started with targeted supplementation, I started with 3 supplements that have 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. And remember now, this is me at a 2x in size. This is me not knowing how to lose a pound to save my freaking life. Never in my entire life have I lost weight and kept it off. Never. It's never happened until now. Until now when I'm 61. So this was me. I always told my children, should I die, which I won't, in Jesus' name, anytime soon, don't look through my camera roll. My camera roll, oofta. I got a lot of pictures in here that are funny. Okay, so anyway, so this is me a little over 10 years ago, 2x in size, right? I didn't know how to do anything. Anything at all. So I started to supplement, and this is where I started with these 3 supplements. Now, I am going to tell you on the front end. Number 1, as a registered customer, because of the customer campaign, when you purchase $150 or more 3 months in a row, you get $75 off. And the end of February is on Saturday. So as you listen to this, if this resonates with you, just keep that in your head, okay? And if what I tell you right now in 2.5 minutes is not enough information for you, I have a 9-minute video that I put together specifically to help. Because I know that I can talk fast and I know that I can give information quickly. And sometimes people really want a little bit more thought, or they want to know more about my backstory and why I do this every day. Some people want to know that too. So anyway, so 3 supplements that have 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. Insulin sugars, liver. This is a major conversation. If your insulin is high, you cannot burn fat. If your liver is sluggish, you cannot burn fat. Okay? There's no emotion connected to that. You do not have to have an emotional response to that. Doesn't that feel good? That you can just be like, oh, okay, if my insulin is high, which is a hormone, I can't burn fat. And if my liver is sluggish, I cannot burn fat. Okay, so if I'm fixing my insulin in my liver, I don't have to feel shame about it. I just have to fix my insulin in my liver. This is not a character anything on you. Okay, so that's where this all starts, right here. Then that's half of the total body reset right there. And I do see your questions, Shannon. I will answer that for you in just a second. The fourth piece is the gut primer. This is a comprehensive gastrointestinal primer. Just like you would prime your walls before you painted, this is the support of the healing and the sealing of your gut that you so desperately need. And you don't know quite how to start that. We hear a lot of information out there, a lot of different pieces. This is all in one done for you. You don't have to think beyond it to get the beginnings of the healing and the sealing of your gut. This is huge for your liver support because of the fermented greens. Fermented greens are very bioavailable. They get into your system very quickly and they help your liver to produce bile. Bile creates flow. Flow creates the fact that you don't have impacted waste sitting in your intestines and in your colon, etc. That flow is what you need in order for your liver to do the detoxing that God created it to do, to get rid of your high cortisol, to clear insulin, dump excess cortisol, dump excess bad estrogen, all of these things, right? This is what you're trying to accomplish. So you need help with your liver. So this is like a greens powder. I don't have my glass here. I use it in my kitchen. It's a greens powder that has everything already in it for you, 1 scoop. Fermented greens, alkaline spices, digestive enzymes, pre and postbiotics, concentrated fruits and vegetables. Everything is off of organic farms. You're not adding to the problem of what your liver has to take care of. You are only helping it. So when people are like, I'm so inflamed, I'm so bloated, I'm having a hard time with my digestion, I have constipation, I have diarrhea, I have had my gallbladder removed. I just know that my gallbladder is sluggish. My liver is sluggish. My bile is thick. I've got all of these issues. This is number 4 in the total body reset right here. Okay. And then the 5th piece is the probiotic. And these two really go together, very importantly so, because these are the live strains. And that means that you're repopulating your microbiome. Okay. You need really good strains that have been scientifically proven and put together that your body will receive, and it has stick to the gut technology and stay alive technology. You can just about imagine how many products that we're taking that do not have the high quality needed for our body to actually respond. We literally just flush money down the toilet every single day, because we're grabbing things from so many different directions, and maybe it doesn't even stay alive all the way to your gut. Why would they have to have stay alive technology? Why would they have to have that? Don't all probiotics stay alive? Doesn't every probiotic do its job? Makes you wonder, right? So that's number 4 and number 5. And then the very last one is the fat burner. And this is the one that everybody loves to take. You take it 90 days on and 30 days off because it's a thermogenic and your body will get used to it, and you don't want to do that. So it's, I sourced it out of the sports nutrition line. These are all things that I've sourced for me, and then I share them with you. So this is not a prepackaged anything. Tastes like orange candy, like a pixie stick, but yeah, I just put it on my tongue, just like this one goes on my tongue. This one goes on my tongue. And this will target the fat that you want targeted. This is the one that you were looking for. This is the one we were praying for back in 1987, 1993. Wouldn't it be great if we could take something that would actually target fat? So the visceral fat, when you are insulin resistant, all of that extra fuel that cannot get into your cell because your cell is resistant to insulin gets stored as fat and it's in your trunk. So I always tell people, get a measuring tape and right underneath your boob, all the way down your hips, measure under your boob, your waist, your hips, measure, 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 because that's how you're going to be able to see the diminishing size of what's happening, because it's literally from the inside out. You're losing that fat from the inside out. It's like it's shrinking fat cells. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's just, they've studied it for well over a year. It's a clinical dose of an extract that they sourced for themselves. So that's the total body reset. And if somebody really does, you're like interested, you've been watching me, this happens to me all the time. I'm just going to tell you, you're not alone. You're thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, like I've been watching you for so long and you keep talking about this. I'm just going to put it up at the top because my website is kirstenliebelt.com. And this happens all the time. I've been watching you and what you're saying is making sense. And now I'm ready. And you know what? First, I want to commend you because number one, so many people are not seeking, and finding is reserved for the seeker. You have to be the one that is intentional. You have to be the one that's actually going to go after what it is, that the transformation that you can see in your mind for yourself. You have to be the one. And so watching somebody's content for 3 months, or sometimes some of you a year, like I give you kudos because you have been making that decision for a long time now. You have. And you should be proud of yourself because not everybody is doing that. Some people are some people are like I was in my 30s, paying zero attention to my health, eating everything white, allowing myself to have no governor on the fact that I was such a sugar addict. I had no requirements of myself to be intentional with progression. Zero requirement of myself to move forward. I'm just telling you, that's where I was, but you have done something different. Okay. So when you are looking at the total body reset, you can go to my site, kirstenliebelt.com. It's up on the screen for Facebook and YouTube. And for Instagram, here you go. You can screenshot it, turn it around if you need to, etc. When you see it, you'll see my face. And if you go right here, second button right there is the total body reset. There's the cart with everything in it. There's the free protein blueprint. Here's that 9-minute video I promised that I've done. Free resources, story, and some testimonies. And then there's more testimonies in the video also that I share. Okay. But the thing that you want to know is be a registered customer. Don't check out as a guest, because when you are a registered customer, when you sign in, you register with your name, etc., you unlock free shipping. You unlock the customer campaign where when you purchase $150 or more 3 months in a row, you get $75 off. And I will tell you, being at the end of the month is kind of like a little bit of a bonus. And the reason why is because that's February right there. And then you do March and then you do April. You're literally getting your $75 off within like 60 days. It happens fast. And you're like, score. It's kind of like you're buying some time. But then this takes you on your first 90-day round. This is your first 90-day round thought process. And when you do that now, the supplementation will last you through May. Now here you are at the beginning of summer, and you have chosen an intentional progression. And maybe, just maybe, you have also then chosen to change your environment a little bit better and stop requiring perfection from yourself. Maybe you will marry the two like I did. Marry the accelerant with the environment change, with the mindset shift. Marry the two together. And I'm telling you, I wish that I could, you know, and maybe this is where sometimes I think like, I don't know, like sometimes maybe you have to write a book so people can read it over and over and over again. But I only say that because if you could get it into your head that giving yourself permission is your first step, but then just like if you do round after round, and I know Terry's on here and she's such a great example of it because she did it over and over again until she lost her 50 pounds. And then she did it over and over again to keep her weight off. And now, do you think Terry is more empowered for the next 30 years of her life or less empowered? She's got the key. Now she understands. So for me to lose that weight, to actually be that person that has lost the 3 sizes and kept it off, it's priceless. It's priceless because I never did it before. And I'm just like you. I just wanted to be normal. And I'm still on my own journey. I'm still working on my own journey. But now I enjoy it a lot more because I'm less confused. And being less confused makes you feel really good. Shannon asked the question about the glucose health. So I'm going to tell you 2 things about it. So she says says to take 30 to 40 minutes with a glass of water before meals. Do you do that or take it with the rest of the supplements? Okay. Number one, nobody should ever get hooked up on that. They're doing that to help you with your appetite control. Okay. So if you take it while you're like, oh, you're going to take it when you eat, that's okay too. You're helping to mitigate that insulin sugar spike. You're just helping to tamp things down. Okay. If you take it half an hour before, you're really helping your appetite, but don't let that stop you. Okay. Number 2, this is being discontinued in April because they're reformulating. And I know there are a lot of you like, what? Yeah, they're reformulating. It's, it's amazing that they created this formula so long ago, 30 years ago. And it has been this amazing. Like, it makes me go, with the team of scientists that they have, which is a lot, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of scientists, hundreds. What will they put together? They're really known for their blends. They go into herbal trials for everything. And so they will come out with, everything has to be organic. Everything has to be, has to have third-party testing. Everything has to be trialed out. Every single seed has a birth certificate that they plant. Everything is completely traceable. Everything is just has really high standards. And so they're going to reformulate. They're going back to the drawing board. They're reformulating. So I'm going to find you a replacement from a different line. I will let you know what it is. In the meantime, though, this is the most inexpensive one that they have out of the Total Body Reset. This is the least expensive. So I highly recommend any of you stock up. It will be while supplies last. Okay, so just stock up. Throw them in your cupboard. Get yourself set until the end of the year. I know that sounds crazy, but then you don't even have to think about it. Okay, then you just don't even have to think about it. Don't let something like a reformulation moment mess you up with any kind of momentum that you have already. Okay, I've got your back. I'll figure it out because I always do. I mean, the Lord always helps me figure these things out. It happened with the magnesium as well. When they discontinued and they went back to the drawing board to reformulate and they came back 100 times better with a product, they were like, it was good, but it wasn't great. And so they wanted to make something great. And the magnesium is so great. It is so great. It's triple blend. It's a marine sourced. It's so good. But they had to go back to the drawing board to get it. And so in the meantime, I sourced something from another company. You guys a lot of you took it with me. I loved it. They did a great job. And then when ours launched, I was like, oh, I hope it's a good one. I hope they did a good job. And they did a phenomenal job. So they'll do it again, but we will have a wait. It's not going to be done fast. So don't be confused. So that's number 2 on the glucose health. Bariatric clinic at 19 years old. Wow. That's a journey. See you later, Terry. Let's see here. Watch for 3 months before giving. Jackie, that was me, she says. Watch for 3 months before giving myself permission for the journey. And it's okay. Again, no shame, right? No shame in the game. Listen, you're ready when you're ready, and it's okay. Sometimes you have to push yourself, but you know when that is. You know when that is. You're smart. You've got it. You're smart. Julie ordered the total body reset yesterday, awaiting my cool eye mask. Woohoo, Julie! It's a good one. It's so good. You're going to love it. Why are they reformulating? Because it's a 30-year formula, Alonia. Thank you for asking. And there's just so much more current science. So now the blend will be, I mean, number one, there was, they have had a supply chain issue with one of the ingredients. I do not know which ingredient it was. They just had a hard time getting it. So they produce all their own ingredients. They're literally the only company on the face of the planet that does their own organic farming, harvesting, and creating supplementation. Everybody else, basically, they either label somebody else's business or whatever. Just, it doesn't matter. So whatever ingredient it is, they were having a hard time keeping up with the demand. And then when they would go to source, you have to be a certified partner farm in order to have any of your ingredients go into any of these supplements. It's just the way that it is. You have to have a high certification to do it. And they could not get enough of whatever ingredient it was to fulfill their supply. And so for the last 2 years now, this particular product I have stored, I've inventoried it in my home because it would go in and out of stock. And so it's been 2 years now. And I think they're just like, you know what, we're just going to reformulate. So that's what they're doing. And I don't blame them. And it gets me really excited. I have a book this thick on the company on just the supplement line, because I so am in love with the way that they put everything they can from the trials and the science of the day into what they're trying to create to get the results. And they want major results. So with the orange pixie stick that I talk about, when they launched this, they had studied it, human trials, of course, right? I mean, because it wouldn't make sense to do animal trials anyway, but it costs a lot of money for research and development. I mean, it's your most expensive piece of the puzzle, right? To do R&D. Well, they didn't do R&D for 30 days or 60 days. They did it for over a year to make sure that what they're saying is actually true. And what they're saying is, this will target your visceral fat and change your body composition because it changes your BMI. And they would never, ever, ever be able to say that if they didn't have the backing, and if they didn't have, if there was any skepticism inside of that, because you would never compromise a $5 billion brand. You wouldn't do that just by making a stupid claim. You would never do that. So anyway, good to see you, Linda. Very good to see you. You're welcome, Shannon. How long do you think it might take to reformulate? Alonia, it's going to be a while. I hate to say what I've heard. I've heard up to 2 years. Mm-hmm. They have a creatine that's coming out this summer. This is just as an example. They have a creatine that's coming out, and the date has been getting pushed back. We had heard June, and now we're hearing July or later. I cannot wait to launch. I had heard January, then June, and then July. It's the herbal trials. It's a level of commitment that you want your manufacturers to have. You want them to have that level. We cannot be messing around with supplementation when it comes to your liver, when it comes to your kidneys, you cannot be messing around with this stuff. And, I have people that'll ask me certain questions, and I'm like, I've been using this line for 15 years. 15 years. If including adaptogenic herbs. And some people are like, you have to cycle adaptogenic herbs and you have to do this and you have to do that. I'm not necessarily saying that you don't, but what I am saying is that when you have a company that has proper purity mixed with proper dosage, and they don't have the thought process that more is better, the bigger, the better, whatever. And then your liver can't handle the load or your kidneys can't handle the load. I've never thought to go down this road with you guys to this degree before. You're either loving this or you're not. But I think about all of this because I'm going to tell you that there are pretty considerable, there is considerable fallout from taking supplementation that is willy-nilly because it's not regulated, and they can say whatever they want to have in there, but if they're not third-party tested, they don't have to prove it. We do not have if you are not a company that subjects yourself to high standards, nobody's going to do it for you, is what I'm trying to say. And so that's just what we're doing. And so you can grab whatever you want off of Amazon or wherever. And I'm telling you, unless it's third-party tested, you don't know what's in it. And there are people who are having physical fallout with their liver and their kidneys because it's concerning as to what's in certain supplementations. Or maybe the regulation isn't proper. So therefore, like this is my advanced omega. Therefore, in a bottle, when you've got a bottle of something, maybe there's only 10% of the effective ingredient in one tablet and 400% of the effective ingredient in this tablet or capsule or whatever. And it's not, when you do third-party testing, they look inside of a bottle and every single one has to be equal. And what you say on the outside has to be on the inside. So that's what it means. Okay. So this isn't the only line that does that, but I feel like there are few in comparison to all of the ones that are out there just selling us whatever. And here we think we're doing such a good job about being supplementer alternative people. And possibly that supplement line was made by a pharmaceutical company. Like maybe all of the ones, not all, I should not be dramatic. Maybe a lot of the lines that are being represented in your, on the shelves while you're waiting to pick up your pharmaceutical prescription. And you think you're doing a good job. And what if it wasn't a pure anything? What if it wasn't a regulated anything? And it, best case scenario, it didn't have any effect whatsoever, and you just flushed money down the toilet. Worst case scenario, you end up with liver or kidney concerns. I'm not trying to be dramatic. You guys know me. I'm not trying to hype things. I'm not trying to jazz hands anything when I think something's amazing. I honestly just don't think people are thinking this through to the end of the paragraph. And I was not planning on talking about any of that. It's just, I'm very passionate about what I've been doing for 15 years. I'm very, very passionate. I am my own example. I've lived it out very well. So anyway. Has anyone taken 2 Ignite powders in a day? You mean other than me, Shannon? That one won't hurt you. I don't know that it gives you any benefits, any extra benefits. I'm just going to be honest, but I don't think it would hurt you. It's not going to hurt you. It's a clinical dose of Amoro blood orange extract that they get literally from Sicily. Like it's a very specific, scientifically proven extract. So I do not feel like that would harm you. Like if you overdosed on vitamin A, or you've overdosed on, or you took too much of an adaptogenic herb or whatever. So I just don't know that it's going to, I don't know that's going to heighten results. If somebody came to me and said, Kirsten, I actually took 2 of those orange pixie sticks every day for 90 days and I lost double the inches, man, I'd be talking to you guys about it, but so it won't hurt you, Shannon, but I don't know that's going to help you either, but it's a really good little treat, isn't it? because it tastes so freaking good. Shannon says, with my education background, I'm loving your info. Shannon, I'm such a freaking geek. I really am. And I never was. It's so surprising because this isn't who I was. I mean, it must have been inside of me, right? But it's not, I don't know. I wasn't a granola person. I wasn't a health person. And now I'm just like, because I feel so good. Literally yesterday, this is how weird I am. I'm looking at my ankles yesterday, or maybe it could have been this morning, as I'm putting on my socks and I'm thinking, okay, I might not like my belly. I might not like, like loose skin from losing weight or, whatever. We all have things that we don't like. We don't like that we're aging and whatever. But in spite of all of that, because I eat real food, and it's not very often that I go off of my plan. And I don't mean off. When I mean off, I mean like it's Christmas Eve and somebody made the most amazing Italian dish and I'm going to have, a few bites, or I'm going to have, whatever. I'm just saying, like, I'm not talking about like binging off. I mean, I used to do that. I don't do that. Like I don't do that anymore. But because I eat real food, I have really good circulation. I have really good, and I'm using my vibration plate now. You guys know about that. I talk about that. Like I've got little spider veins in my leg. They seem to be getting better because of the vibration plate and stuff like that. But I'm not holding water. I'm not inflamed. It helps you to age better. It helps you to feel better and age better. And because of that, I don't want to go back. So I have become a geek. I have become somebody who's like, I don't want to just eat trash just to eat trash. But on the other hand, I'm not going to demonize every single freaking everything all the time and be so religious about it that it's exhausting. I'm not going to exhaust myself, and I'm not going to exhaust the people around me. Now, I can talk about it with you guys because you know what you're signing up for when you step into this room, right? And I can talk about all of the things. But I do not go to a social event and go, oh, you shouldn't eat that and you shouldn't drink that and you shouldn't. It's not my job, right? Like I want to have fun too. I want to just enjoy the social event, and I'm not going to be the food health police. But I sure do secretly enjoy how I feel. Not going to lie. 61, and I'm just getting started. In business, in life, in the ability to coach women, in the ability to help women build an income, help women with their health, build a wellness brand. I've just gotten started. I'm 61. Colonel Sanders was 65. But then I better be able to feel good. I better be able to not have to go to bed at 8:30 at night. I have to be able to, keep up with the schedule of my kids, of younger women on a business team. And I love all of it. I love all of it because I know how to sleep well at night. I know how to eat well during the day. I know how my body responds to things, and it makes me so happy. And you can do it too. Every single person can do it too. Nobody is excluded from having intentional progression. Nobody. Susan, I'm happy you did. Yes, see you later, Alonia. God knows, Kirsten, and knew later you could do this journey and help others too. I know, it's so fun. Join the club. I too run my own kitchen, not others, unless they ask. Yep. You ordered a vibration plate, Debbie. That's fantastic. Good for you. Do I get itchy? I do not, Lisa. Some people get itchy on their vibration plate. Do you guys get itchy on your vibration plate? I do not. I really like it a lot. I really like it. And I like going up on my toes and finding balance. I like stretching my calves up. I think it's actually helping. I know that it is. And I think it's because of I'm strengthening. Okay. So if I don't do yoga, but for people who do yoga, they're strengthening their feet. They're strengthening, because you just do like we have weak feet. And so they'll strengthen their feet. I can do that on the vibration plate, and it's helping plantar fasciitis. Okay, what was I going to look up? I was going to show you the vibration plate for anybody who wants to know how much is it today. So on my website, kirstenliebelt.com, right here is my Amazon right there. And the vibration plate is right there. How much is it? It's on sale today, you guys. It has been $99.99 forever. Today it's $85.49. I'm going to take a second and show you one more time how to find it through my site, okay? KirstenLiebelt.com. It's at the top of the Facebook page or the YouTube channel, or here for anybody that's on Instagram. Okay. You'll see my face, one little swipe up, and there's a little pink like shopping bag. Here, I'll show you. There's a pink shopping bag button. Okay. That's the Amazon button, and it will take you right to my storefront. And on my storefront, the first two things are the red light therapy and the vibration plate. I've been using that a lot as well, but this one right here, just touch it, and it's $85.49 today. So isn't it fun to find a deal? There we go. It's fun to get a deal. Prices change. That has not changed literally since I put it there at the beginning of January. So it's a moment in time. Linda says she's buying it today. Yep. How long do I stay on the plate? It's 10-minute sessions. I will usually do 2 of them, but it doesn't mean that I don't come back later in the day and maybe want to do one. I just have it literally like right by my couch. So I just stand on it. I can work on my phone. I can just work on my, my balance and whatever. I don't know why I like it. It's a surprise to me. I don't know. I just do. And maybe some people won't, but you can always return things too if you don't like them. Julie, you're great. Thanks very much. What you're doing in this chat is follow up with all of us, which what most doctors don't do. Oh, Julie, thank you for that. That's so cool. Got to have follow up, right? What do I use the red light therapy for? So the red light therapy is really for help with like inflammation and cellular renewal. That's what red light therapy does. The more studies that come out, the more amazing that they are. Like red light therapy is huge. Now this one, I'm going to click on it. Make sure you tap on them because I can see the vibration plate looked like it was going to be $99.99, but when I tapped on it, it said $85.49. So the red light therapy is still the same. It's $149. It's a small panel. It's about this big. It's not very big. And every morning when I get up with my husband and we do our devotional together, I have it sitting on top of my vibration plate, and I turn it on for 15 minutes, and I put on the infrared and the heat. And I put my little feet on it, my bare feet, and then we do our devotional, blah, blah. I took it the other night. My neck was really bugging me. Like, oops, that's noisy. Really bugging. Oh, I slept wrong. And I was like, oh, I need to get back to the chiropractor. I was just there. I don't want to go back. He's on vacation. What am I going to do? I work really hard not to ever take a leave. I work really hard. Not saying that I never do, but it's rare. I don't like it at all. Okay, so I'm like, wow. So I took my red light therapy because I had stuff I had to get done that night. This might have been Monday night. I'm like, I got stuff. I got things to do, people to see. So I took my panel and I turned it on both so I could feel the heat. And I set it behind. I sit on my couch. I put it on my neck behind me. And I then did work for like 15 minutes. I did a 15-minute session. I could not believe how much better I felt. Now, was it the warmth? Was it the cellular, inflammation coming down? Like, I don't know all the answers to it. I just know that I was like, perfect. I don't take anything. That night I just didn't have to do anything. So, but we could research red light therapy and go deeper in that conversation. I could do a live on that. Lots of really good research. Now they're doing a lot of red light therapy. Like you can go to red light saunas, you can do all sorts of things. But for people who are healing, they want to accelerate their healing. Like maybe they've had surgery, they've had, they'll do hyperbaric oxygen chamber type things. They'll do red light therapy. So it's very much just a healing tool. That's what that is. That's what that is. I know, it's very interesting. Your doctor said, keep up the good work. Debbie! What did your doctor say? Man, we are just chatting today, you guys. My doctor said, keep up the good work. Best labs all around. She said, you know what you're talking about. Keep following her. So thank you. I'm 68. Debbie, I'm so proud of you. That is amazing. Okay, so Debbie, how long have you been on the Total Body Reset? I would love to know more about your labs. You don't have to share, but if you have numbers of where you were and where you are, that helps so many other people. You want me to do a video on red light therapy? We could do that. I will do that because I feel like it's so important. Does anyone know if you can use the vibration plate if you have an old injury in your ankle with pins and metal in your ankle? Well, I think that the standard answer has to be you check with your doctor or check with your orthopedic surgeon or do some research on your own. I would actually take that. This is what I would do for me because I'm not a doctor, right? I would go to ChatGPT and I would put that question into ChatGPT. For me, I would think you would be just fine. However, there's no way for me to know the depth of your issues, right? All right, hold on. That's just amazing. Isn't that amazing? Okay, you started January 5th, Debbie. You guys, come on. That is so cool. Good for you, Debbie. Yeah, you are welcome. So her doctor said best labs all around. You know what you're talking about. Keep following her. So that's just so good. Yay, 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 yay. Started January 5th. Okay, yeah, I'll do red light therapy. Let's find out about that. Let's incorporate that. And let's see if there's even any kind of a connection for helping with insulin resistance. I don't know that would be true other than the fact that, it's not going to help you be more insulin sensitive, but I think that the inflammation that we experience because of high insulin, the inflammation that we experience because of we're trying to get our liver working, we're trying to get our gut inflammation down, we're trying to whatever. Yeah. So I'll do a deep dive on that and see what I can come up for you guys. So I think that would be very interesting. You wonder if the red light therapy would help your foot. Going for an MRI tomorrow. You're about natural healing along with prayer. Yes, Marilyn. I don't know. Vibration is good for lymphatic flow. Yes, Linda. I want to say yes, Marilyn, but I just don't know that it's again, I'll research it. Let me do that. Let me come back tomorrow with red light therapy conversation. Let's just plan on it that tomorrow we'll talk about red light therapy and I'll see what I can do for a deep dive into the things that it could help with. I will tell you this. So you're going to think this is funny, but we actually have with our skincare system, we have a red light wand, a wand that has red light because red light is so helpful for helping to produce more collagen, helping your body to respond in that way, helping with inflammation. And so when they came out with that, I have a business coach. I have a couple business coaches, but so the guy, he had, was it with his knee or his calf? He had something happen in pickleball. So he was using that wand, that red light wand, and he's like, I swear by this red light therapy, this is amazing. And he was using it like I said, it was either his knee or his calf. And it accelerated healing for him is what it did. And so I'll do a deep dive. We'll do red light therapy tomorrow. Red light. We'll do that tomorrow. How does that sound? Hello, Angel. Good to see you. Welcome in. We're super duper like going over today. So we're ready to wrap up. But you have an MRI today. Okay. Well, I'll let you know, Marilyn, what I find out. But anyway, all right. Well, I hope you guys do have like the best day ever. Anybody that needs to start the total body reset before the end of February, like time is a ticking. And so you don't want to miss that because then you get to do March and then April. And then April, you're getting your $75 off right away. So it's like hop, skip, and a jump, and you're getting your $75 off. You're willing to try anything you want to get into walking. Oh, you are so welcome. You're welcome, Marilyn. You're welcome. All right. Oh, you know what? That's super interesting, Lisa. What do I think about ionic foot spa baths? I actually worked at a chiropractor clinic, and that was a part of my job, was to set people up for their ionic foot baths. They work. They work. I'm just telling you. People who were on a lot of medications, you could smell the medication coming out of their body. People who were on a specific diet that we had in the clinic, you could smell the garlic coming out of their body. I mean, it wasn't a pretty thing, but it was very helpful. So yes, and you can actually buy ionic foot baths like on Amazon. I should look into that too. You'd like to try a red light wand? Yep. Yep, I don't blame you. Well, and the red light wand that I have for me this is for like skincare. So I'm just whatever, just part of our skincare system. But the panel that I have it's a small panel that you could easily travel with or whatever. You could do anything with it. This is the panel that I have. And I researched this before I bought it. So it's probably about this big. It's about this big. Just enough to put behind my neck or to put both feet on. That's about as big as it is right there. Just to let you know the size. I know, Lisa. I know. It's a problem. I have given you hope, Angel. You were so down, but you've started again and things are going well, waiting on your supplements. Oh, Angel, that is so wonderful. Yay. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. It's a good day, you guys. I hope everybody's hope is renewed. All right. We're going to see you back here again tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you need anything at all, reach out to me, messenger, text me, whatever it is. And the 5-day challenge starts next Monday. It's March on Sunday, but Monday, the 2nd of March, we're going to start our 5-day challenge again. So don't miss out on that. Put that in your phone, 1 p.m. Central. Put that in your phone. Do not rely on Facebook notifications. That doesn't work. And I'll get to see you again tomorrow, though. And then I'll remind you again. So, all right. Have a good day tomorrow. Red light therapy. Don't miss it. See you then.